checking out is Stray Gods. It advertises itself as the role-playing musical. My understanding conceptually as a game, I have seen others play it, is that it is technically a visual novel, but it's a musical. And to be clear on that, it's not you listen to a song and then you make a dialogue choice, and then you listen to a song and you make a dialogue choice. It's the characters will be singing, and you are making the decisions like the Mass Effect, Star Wars: The Old Republic style decisions, where it's like, side of this person, side of that person, do the neutral option while the song is going on, and it changes the lyrics of the song as they go along. So it's that's the reason I kind of want to play it, is it's a clever little idea. I don't know how people are gonna feel about it, but hey, some of the music sounds pretty good from what I've seen. I used to have a pool cleaning job, cleaning other people's pools. That was actually the last game I was trying to play, was literally Pool Cleaning Simulator. Did it not change my category? Come on. Let's try this again. Stray Gods. There's been a thing with Twitch recently that I'll change the category and then I'll look away and it will change back on my UI where I change it. And I don't think it's actually changing back. I think it's a UI artifact, but it's very uncomfortable. Oh, I used to have a job cleaning other people's pools. It started off swimmingly, but soon it became too draining. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, so like always, when we go to play a game, we're going to check our options, see what accessibility stuff. There's not a whole lot here, but we do have subtitles. Really good, especially when you're dealing with singing, where you might be choosing to sing some words in a way that doesn't necessarily fully emphasize it. That I have not, nor do I really intend to. Wanna. We don't need to dig into it. It's cool if you enjoyed all that. Alright, but anyways, we're gonna get into it, like I said. So, new game. We have save slots, so cool. Welcome to Stray Gods demo. For our teams all across the world, enjoy the show. This game is made on stolen ground. We would like to acknowledge Wonderjari and Boon Wurrung, peoples of the Kulin Nation, and the Gadigal people of Aroa Nation. Sovereignty was never ceded. Okay. This game is also built on Treaty 6 territory and a tradition of meeting ground, home of many indigenous peoples, including the Cree, the Soldogs. Oh, okay. I see. That's the reason I don't recognize some of these things, is I'm not super duper informed on indigenous people. Like, I am familiar with the Cree and the Sioux and them, but there are names I don't know here. Gotcha. Cool. Content warnings. Depictions of character drinking alcohol featured in certain scenes later in the game. So if you have a problem with alcohol use, depictions of an implied stabbing as well as blood featuring Stray Gods. For those, I've already seen what this is. It's not bad. Death. A character dies at the beginning of the game and another towards the end of the game. Okay, I like that you have to actually click on it to do that. Kind of a spoiler there. I wouldn't say at the beginning and the end of the game. I would probably say there are two characters that die. PTSD, a character suffering from PTSD related to the story concerning being captive during World War II. No explicit descriptions are used. Okay, so they're saying they do have it, but they don't dig into it. Themes suicide. Themes could be considered suicide are present during that in the middle of the game. Okay. I didn't notice any of this, but it could, oh, it tells us up here that may contain spoilers. So I appreciate this. I appreciate these kinds of things. I know some people are like, oh, why do they have to give us this? But for like someone who is openly, like, not me, but if someone was like dealing with PTSD, they might go, wait a second, I don't think I'm comfortable, like, I don't think I'm okay to play this game. Or I've just taken a loss of the family. I don't think I'm in a good place to deal with this. Or abuse. I might not be wanting to deal with this, or alcoholism in the family. Like they have a parent who is an alcoholic or whatever. They're like, I'm not really looking for this. I do appreciate these screens. I also appreciate they do say here, I'm mixed on the telling when it happens. I can see the value in doing that, but like you saw here, I kind of didn't notice this text up here before I went here, which is on me. But once you've read it, you're kind of spoiled yourself. That said, I don't really care about knowing that happens, unless it's like a huge spoiler that it's obvious who's going to die when you're not supposed to know that they're going to die. But I don't know. I do appreciate these screens, is all I'm saying. I think this is actually a very good accessibility thing for people who these might not be safe for them. That they can go, nope, and bail out. Alright, so let's begin the game.
"4 hours. 4 hours in a rented gym that still smells like socks and childhood trauma. And where did it get us? Other than bored? The band wasn't even looking for anything specific. We just wanted change. We wanted to see who was out there, if they'd show up. Well, they showed up all right.
You know, I had a dream where this exact thing happened. Except we were on stage. And naked.
We were auditioning.
Not all of us. Okay, it was just me. I was naked. I think this went better.
Yeah, so you haven't gotten to the singing part. But yeah, so you get your choices like this, the classic one. You're trying to make me feel better.
I see what you're doing, Freddy. You're just trying to make me feel better.
How about making us feel better? We sat through this too.
I'm so sorry you all had such a rough time. Freddy has a bad idea. What else is new? Okay, let's just wrap this up. Kaz, do you need a ride?
Just to Brian's. I'm, crashing on his couch until I get a new place.
What? You said it'd be 2 days.
You know you like having me around. Whatever.
Have you heard yourself snore?
Okay.
Hey, Grace, you okay? I know you've been kind of loose ends since you left college. I was just hoping tonight would cheer you up.
Oh, and there's also gods in this game. So, interestingly, this is color themed. So I'm assuming this is like friendship, romancing, whatever. I'll just be nice. You're the best.
You're always looking out for me, Freddy.
Well, that's the deal, right? Best friends to the end.
Right. I just wish it wasn't always so one-sided.
Hey, hey, don't worry about that. Really, Grace.
Hey, Rumshackle.
You'll get through this.
Music is your life, Freddy. You're the drummer, the lyricist. All of this was your idea. I wish I knew where I fit.
I think you fit. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You coming?
I'm gonna hang out a bit and lock up. I'll see you at home.
Would you mind moving the face cam a little to the right, please? Sure.
With no sails, not a breeze, I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen.
Yeah, all the music I believe on here is original, considering you change the songs as you play.
Or is it just me? Everything I set upon unravels at my feet. Everything I've learned wasted on a girl who doesn't know how to be free. Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze, I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. Oh,
Sorry.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I heard you from outside. My name's Calliope. You have an amazing voice. I hope you know that.
Thanks. I'm Grace. Are you here for the audition, or...?
Yes. Yes, I am.
But yeah, no, like, literally the song changes as you make your decisions. Sure, let's hear it.
Okay. Did you, bring an instrument, or some music?
I kinda bring my music wherever I go.
Alright, well...
With the fire furious, I have burned my tongue. Grief from all the promises, too many dreams unsung. All the steps I didn't take and paths proved untrue. Is there any path through? Like a boat lost at sea, oh, I'm about to with no sails. You still have your life ahead. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. All things that lose their way can find it again. There is no inertia in the ocean.
So yeah, so we can choose different personalities. Like this one isn't. When you have later, there'll be timed where it's like during the song, there'll be like the one person will be singing your lyrics and setting up your next lyric, and you'll have to decide what it is. So we can apparently choose to respond in a charming way, a kick-ass way, or a clever way. And that will impact our character's personality or whatever. Like, I don't know the depth of how much it's gonna go. I'm gonna go with clever, I think. Because I've already seen what this one is because of watching Arch play stuff. So I'm gonna go with clever. Sometimes you need to think your way out of a problem, right? This Grace is sneakier, smarter, and witty.
You are right, Calliope. There's always a breeze. But if I build a sail, can I trust the wind to guide me?
There's a loading or a save icon.
What was that?
Your song was just so wonderful. I had to finish it with you. I hope that's all right. I also know what it feels like to be lost. To feel as if you have no place to turn. That's why I had to come inside.
I don't know what the lightning bolt means. Is that because we're clever? So, can I ask you what's wrong? Have we met before? I'm glad you did. You aren't here to audition. Obviously, she wasn't here to audition, considering, like, are you here to audition? And she's like, yeah. So, sure.
You didn't come here for the audition, did you? You didn't even know about it.
Caught and called out. I was nearby, and your song called to me. I didn't want you to think I was deranged or something.
Weirder things have happened, I guess.
May I ask you why you feel so adrift? You're so young. Surely your life is just beginning.
Alright. But yeah. So I'm gonna joke about it.
You sound like my guidance counselor.
Then I should apologize.
No, it's fine. There's just only so many times someone can ask what's wrong with you before you start to think there's really something wrong with you. But what does she know? If only she could see me now, right?
I think she'd see what I see. I should go.
Okay.
Am I gonna see you again? I know you didn't really come to join the band, but...
I hope to see you again, Grace. Perhaps soon.
Right.
And to my knowledge, there's no romance thing going on in the game, but I don't know one way or the other. Okay. Oh, and this is a fairly short demo, by the way. I like that they've labeled the fridge fridge.
Did you lose your keys, Fred? I thought you'd be... What the... Calliope?
I didn't know or else. I'm so sorry, Grace.
Okay, so we can basically say, I'll get help. How did you find me? What happened? Clearly the right answer is, like, the most proper answer is like, hey, this person has been stabbed. Let's get help.
You're hurt. I'll get help.
No. No, you have to wait. You can't go. I didn't want to do this to you. Not like this. I'm so sorry.
What do you mean? Hey! Calliope! Please. Please, come on.
Dead.
What is that?
And superpowers. And this is also the point that the police should show up.
Oh, I can wait. Take your time.
Is that my door?
Technically, it's my door. Or our door, maybe? I came as soon as I could.
Yeah, I'd be like, we need help, because apparently she's collapsed. Some weird orb flew out of her, and while she's probably dead, I also, like, I assume Grace here is not a paramedic or something, and knows how to tell. You'd still be like, hey, bring whoever. Maybe she's not dead. Even though she's totes dead. So we need
I
help.
think she's dead. We need help. You need to call someone.
Well, I'm someone. I got called. Happens every time one of us dies, you know? She really is dead, huh? Man. So, the course is gonna want to talk to you. Sucks, but, you know.
So that's interesting. This is grayed out. So I assume if we went with the badass route or whatever it is, I would have that option. The chorus?
The chorus? You mean the authorities? Are they coming?
I guess they're authorities? But they're not coming here. We have to go to them. Like, I can see you don't know squat about this, so I'm gonna explain real quick, but then you gotta come with me, okay? When Cal died, you saw a shiny thing come out of her, right? That was her soul. That's what made her a god.
A what?
It's in you now, which makes you a god. Surprise, right? With me so far? Cool. Let's go.
And just leave the body in the apartment for Fry to come home and like, why is there a corpse laying in the middle of my room? What? Why is there a dead body in our room? Can we discuss this? This feels like something we should discuss.
Where are we?
Sorry to drop you and run, but when an idol dies, there's like 100 different things I gotta do.
No, wait. Where did you bring me? How did we get here?
The chorus can explain. Don't touch anything. Okay?
Wait! Come back! Okay. Yeah, I'll just wait here and,
Eat the cookies with our bloody hands. I feel we can best express our current feelings in a song. Makes me think of Has Been Hotel.
Our beloved sister, the last of the Muses, has passed on to you, our new sister, delivered to us by dear sweet Hermes. It's, Grace, yes?
Yes?
Oh, my. You have had quite the day, haven't you?
Let's see. There's also a mistake.
It must be a mistake. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Nor should you. We go to great lengths to ensure mortals believe they are alone in their great big world.
But we aren't?
No. Oh, my poor dear. I should explain. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Athena, goddess of wisdom. This is Apollo, god of prophecy, dressed for the occasion, as always. The wondrous Aphrodite, goddess of love. And the one glaring at you is Persephone, once queen of the underworld. Together, we are the chorus. We rule over the idols, our name for the gods who remain. All of us, hidden in your modern world.
So all of these have question marks with them. I'm gonna go with you expect me to believe this.
You expect me to believe that idols, have been living among us for what, thousands of years? You're thousands of years old.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to make you believe anything, not at all. If you'd like to believe this office is right outside your front door, or that we are, I don't know, actors, religious fanatics, by all means. The only thing I do need you to grasp is that you are here. This is real, and like it or not, it is happening.
Okay. Yeah, so it's got... Oh, that's interesting. So these two have a question mark. This one doesn't. I don't know what the question mark is meaning. Like, is that, like, some personality alignment, or that it has some, like, deviating path or something like that?
Right, and you live here, not in some city in Europe or a...
On top of a mountain? Oh, I know. Once we roamed marble halls, and now, fashionably appointed apartments. We have Wi-Fi. We move with the times, Grace. We have to, if we're going to remain hidden and survive. The mortals grow more and more clever with each passing century. Television! I do what I must.
Okay. So I am noticed. So I think the question mark means I'm going to get more information, but I'm not going to advance. Because we had these same selections, but it was like this one was over here on the right and that one was down there.
But gods aren't real. They can't be. They're just...
Stories, myths, legends.
If you're real, you'd be all-powerful. You wouldn't be hiding or...
Don't pay much attention to those old tales about us, Grace. They weren't very true to begin with, and, well, truth be told, we've diminished since those days. That doesn't mean we're helpless, of course. Far from it. Yet, at the end of the day, we too are just people, trying to get by.
Alright, so we're down to... Okay, so question mark means they're going to get more story out of it versus the one that doesn't have a question mark is to advance the next part.
Wait, you
Okay.
said, and Hermes said, that I'm a god now too. And an idol.
That is true.
That thing that came out of her that went into me.
We call it an eidolon, the part of Calliope's soul which made her an idol, which now makes you one.
Athena, we are wasting time.
The reason you're here, Grace, the reason why we made you wait so long while we debated, is because we have rules. Those rules mean we can't admit into our ranks a usurper. Never mind a possible murderer. I know this will all come as a shock, and I'm so sorry to say it, but I'm afraid you have to die.
Anytime we get the ones that's very clearly with us being clever, I'm going to go with it. What gives you the right?
What do you mean? What do you mean you have to die?
It's exactly as it sounds, Grace.
You can't do that. What about a trial? You aren't the police. Why hasn't someone called the police?
Calliope's blood is literally on your hands.
But isn't...
Oh, she looks so helpless. Maybe we
We should do as we agreed. Calliope's line would end, yes, but what other option do we have? Let a usurper remain an idol?
Justice has to be done, for Calliope's sake.
But... this isn't justice!
You cannot hide from this reality.
I'm not hiding, though a little lost here.
If you are lost, little girl, this bears explanation. Dear child, please listen. You have usurped a muse. No recourse to be arranged.
But it's unfair.
I know, but our laws cannot be changed.
But she came to me.
You must realize there are simple rules. If one of us dies, these rules have been the tools that she.
You must know I didn't do it. Is it weird this isn't song?
Now that the muse is gone,
Now that she's
gone, I'm afraid you'll have
Be self-aware,
to
yeah.
see- you have to see the chorus is in accord. Justice won't be ignored.
I disagree.
Did I hear that correctly?
You've been quiet this entire time, Apollo. Why speak up now?
I grieve Calliope's loss just as much as the rest of you, but I can't let you do this.
He's right. What if Grace speaks the truth? What if Calliope chose her?
And what if Calliope was murdered by her? What if Grace stole her eidolon?
Then we need to find out. Don't you want justice?
Oh, Apollo, I thought we'd agreed this was justice. What would you have us do?
Okay, so couple things I want to get into. One is they make a whole point about like the gods had to adapt to modern society and all that. And at the same time, like, but we have rules and they can never be changed. And like, you're literally conflicting with yourself. That you're like, we have to adapt as times change and all that stuff, but also we don't adapt because, you know, we don't. And all that. And that they're just like, yeah, we are just going to, like, you got the island, we're just going to murder you. That's sorry. That's just what we're going to do. So all these are clearly, we're going to set up for a trial. Let me prove myself. We need to find the truth. I want a trial. All of those are literally just, let me prove that I didn't do it.
I can prove myself. If you let me. I can try.
We aren't
Nuclear
seriously
deterrent?
considering this.
Very well. This one time. I put a motion before the chorus. Do we allow Grace the right to prove her innocence?
Yes.
I think so. Yes.
Fine.
And there we have it.
What's that guy Apollo suspect? Well, he's the god of prophecy. So he knows exactly what to eat to be perfectly in shape and exactly how much to, I don't know. They just made an attractive man. You probably noticed that all of the women are different types of attractive as well.
Wait, I'm gonna get some help with this, right? Some direction?
You say Calliope chose you. I would like to believe that. I truly would. You have 1 week to find out what happened, Grace.
What happens after a week?
There will be a trial. If you cannot provide proof of your innocence by then, our original verdict stands.
Okay, so how do I find the
Can
killer?
someone explain to me just how I'm supposed to find the truth? I'm not a detective. I don't know anything about the idols.
Well, that's for you to figure out.
I knew you were gonna say that. How did I know you were gonna say that?
We're not going to keep you, Grace. You have much to do. Before you go, however, a few rules. Do not reveal our existence to the mortal world. This includes mortal authorities that cannot help you. Do not harm another idol. Do not leave the city. Do as the chorus commands. Otherwise, do whatever you must to find the true killer, if they exist.
Oh, that's all?
Welcome, dear sister.
And do help yourself to a cookie.
Well, the assumption that they're also gods, if I tried to, like, sing my way through it, they would sing their way back. Don't take the cookie. Wash your hands first. You literally have been there all night with blood on your hands.
Close your eyes. You hear that?
So we're skipping ahead. We're not getting to see the actual proper story because it is the demo.
When you sing,
so it's just giving us another example of a song.
I don't know.
You open your eyes, you look into the crowd, and you feel
powerful.
Grace, you know that you're lost now. You've been given powers you don't understand. I'm the guy who can help you. All that you hear is at your command.
Wait. No, it's okay, Freddy. This is all me? What do I do?
Start singing.
Now?
Why not? Time's a wasting.
I'm gonna try to roll with it. But you saw that was on a timer. I had to choose one of the three.
How the hell did you find me? This is the weirdest night I've ever had. And you say I have powers? How could this possibly turn out bad? Am I doing it now?
Brilliant.
I don't follow. Are those really actual horns? And this singing is so hard to swallow. Can you hear me, Grace? What's going on?
none of my decisions here I'm gonna know what's happening due to the loss of context. So this guy's name is Pan.
Grace, I have a bad feeling that grin is a giveaway. That much is clear. What is this creep concealing? How does he know you, and why is he here?
Sing it, Freddy, I hear you. We've only just met, now he's my new best friend. Now I'll owe him a favor. And what will he want in the end?
Grace, have you gone delirious? Stranger danger could not be more serious. You've been hurt before by mysterious men. I won't let you get hurt again.
Yeah, sorry if I'm a little on the loud side.
Gone and the day fades away. Freddy, it's okay. I need you to stay.
It's not like that.
You think you don't need me just 'cause you can't read me. Believe me, this won't go away.
Time to play.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
It's okay, Freddy. I think I know what he means. It's my choice.
It's all yours.
No idea. Yeah, unfortunately can't change it right this moment.
What are you doing? That wasn't me. Will you stop screwing around?
I enjoy it.
He should be avoided. Grace, who's it gonna be? Him or me?
Of course, I mean, oh yeah.
Morning fades and the day wastes away. I'm okay, 'cause I wasted with you. Freddy's been by my side since the old days.
We'll age well together too.
Think I'm the danger? You have no idea. I wouldn't blame you for wanting to hide, but do we make merry or should you get ready? Finally grow up and take it outside.
So wait, are you saying you won't work with Freddy?
She couldn't be less qualified.
We're in a band, you do understand.
She could go solo. Let's let the idol decide.
Yeah, I'm siding with Freddy. Creepy dude with horns showing up because I have no context before.
Sorry to break it to you, Pan, but I'm not abandoning my best friend.
Yeah, and I think that's just, there's some volume inconsistency in the game. The songs seem pretty quiet. And I think this is the last song.
Phantom pains from a missing friend, feeding thoughts, thoughts that never end. What did I do? What didn't I do? Here she is, only in your head. Long gone fights, but they're never dead. What did I do? What didn't I do?
Calliope, what was she to you?
Years, thousands of years, we walked side by side. She tried, said there's other paths. Don't walk the same, never the same. I have roads I like, smooth, paved in stone. She got tired of our divide. We weren't the same, never the same.
You held fast. What's that about?
Stubborn me, return. We do that old dance, knowing both there was not a chance that I would change, but she never came.
That's the movie. In movies, you always turn up the sound effects and turn down the dialogue, which is a stupid. Yeah.
And you're here at her place, on its face, the way it looks. You're to blame.
I'm not.
You claim words won't do. Help me, then I'll know. Show, you need to show. Words aren't the same, never the same.
But I've tried.
Never with me.
I wish I had any context what was going on. Like, I get that we're accusing him, and he's got something he's guilty about.
Let's see.
So it's yes, you'll do this.
Yes. It's time to move.
She'd approve.
She is gone. It's time for change. Never the same.
This lighthouse clearly symbolizes something I don't know.
On a loop, it'll always say, what did I do? What didn't I do? It's a song you can't erase, but you can make a tiny space for what you will do. Something new.
Yeah, so that was the demo for the game, and like I said, I had seen someone play through it, and I deliberately chose things they didn't, just so I could see some of the variation. Now, if it seemed like the plot didn't follow at the end there, they have like the first section that, you know, like, hey, prove your innocence, but from there they just kind of skip to 2 random songs that are later in the game to kind of give you an idea of how the game mechanic works versus you playing a whole bunch more story and maybe not hitting a song. I don't know the frequency of the songs, but yeah, so I like the idea of the game, and I definitely am going to check it out. I don't know whether or not we'll end up streaming it when the full thing comes out. Depends, like, how long it is, because I do feel like a musical may not be the best fit for the channel. That's actually what things like playing the demo on here, I'm like, alright, I definitely know some people are going to see it and be like, this really isn't for me, which, totally fair. I like the art style. I like the whole idea behind a song that changes lyrics as you go. I don't even want to think about the pain of coming up with that as a musician, of going, okay, well, you've got like your tempo and everything, you've got, you know, your different structure, and like this is the point where you're going to let the player decide on something, and the other character is going to have to react to that, so you're going to have branching dialogue, except the dialogue is a song. Now, that said, I'm also curious about how different the story plays out. Like, we saw the scene where there's Pan, the guy with the horns, and then Freddy, that if I side with one, do I get a completely different arcing story than if I choose Pan, or does it one of those things where it branches out and then comes back in, and then just like the one character, like 1 or 2 of the characters has different dialogue, but otherwise the story considers the same? I imagine it probably stays more linear. Like a lot of Telltale games do that, where they'll have like the 2 characters and you have to choose, and then this one dies and this one lives kind of situation. That then you continue on and the story still continues on, but like a couple events will change depending on what you do. I don't know. We won't know until we get there. But I did enjoy that, and I did want to share it just because I've talked about before, I like games that break the mold, like try something new, try something different. I find those very enjoyable, even if it doesn't end up being a game I'm going to play for any length of time. And visual novels, usually you don't. You play through them once or twice to try some different choices, and that's kind of it. But I appreciate that. To me, that's much nicer than, okay, first-person shooter number 12, that's, World War II number 12. Pan is the god of the forest, patron of the forest spirits, specifically the satyr. Gotcha. I wasn't sure about that one. But cool. So anyways, I'm going to stop the recording for this one, and we're going to move on to our next demo.